where we can save taxes legally here, here, here. But if it still doesn't meet what he wants, and he still wants it legally, we'll show him the cost of tax evasion.
Mhm.
So if ever lawsuit comes, how much will it cost the company?
Mhm.
Just to convince him that it's better to be tax compliant.
Mhm.
So that's how I will proceed with that.
Sir, what do you think are the, or can you please give us three values that an accountant should have in dealing with paying the right taxes?
There should be professionalism,
Mhm.
integrity. So even if no one's looking, you should do the right thing.
Mhm.
And I think the third one, he needs to learn continuously. I'm not sure if it's value. Um, he needs to be continuously learning so that he will be able to provide the best way for the company to reduce taxes legally.
Mhm. Kayo sir, ano pong ginagawa niyo to continuously learn?
Normally I do a lot of cost reduction, so that's what I do. It's better to reduce costs in other ways than to evade taxes. So rather than reducing taxes, let's make a way. I try to find a way where we can reduce the costs, other costs, and value-adding costs of the company, and pay the right taxes.
Mhm. Sir, what do you think are the top three possible reasons why accountants or business owners do not pay the right taxes?
I think they don't see the long term. So normally, if you see long term, you won't think of doing something illegal.
Mhm.
That's why I always ask people from management to look at the long term, look at the long term vision. Don't look at saving the right taxes now, reducing your taxes now illegally. Better look at how you can maintain your business for the long term by abiding with the tax laws.
Mhm. So that's one reason, sir. What, ano pa po?
Um, One reason why
Yes, sir, can you please give us three po?
also tax literacy is one. I think one thing is another thing is the application of law. They don't see it uh, as really strict. They see it as they can pay the authorities to get through with the offenses that they have with paying tax illegally. That's one. And I think the third one, they don't see where our taxes are going. They don't think that our taxes are going to the benefits of the Filipino. That's why they do this. But I also see that it's changing now. People are seeing taxes going to the right projects, to the right usage by the government. And I'm expecting a reduction actually of business owners not paying the correct taxes moving forwards.
So sir, do you believe or do you agree that accountants are the mediators between the government and the taxpayers?
Yes, because we are generally the experts, and we should be the experts in tax calculations. That's why we should be the mediators. We are the best ones who could explain to an accountant or to business owners the financial impact of paying their taxes, how they can minimize their taxes legally, how to reduce other expenses to be able to earn more for their company.
Sir, what do you think the government should do to help accountants become advocates of them?
Um, I think they need to stress out the importance of accountants. Right now, the government really doesn't advocate usage of accounting providers for their business. No, unlike in the US and other countries, the government really require that business owners go to accountants, that they should be certified by accountants. Here, in the past 10, 20 years, I really haven't seen one where government endorses that you should go to accountants. So I think government endorsements is a big key, and also they need to put it in the regulations, in the laws, that um, they should require more business owners to go to accountants.
Sir, how would you compare the tax regulations in the Philippines to other countries?
It's really complex actually. I've tried doing taxes for European clients, and more or less how they structure their taxes are really more logical and simple. Like in Netherlands, they have like a 3 box rule for calculating income taxes. So per box there are specific expenses. Like for Netherlands, they have um, the finance cost of owning your first house. You can deduct it for taxes. If you have chronic diseases or any of your dependents, you can use it to reduce taxes. So it's logical. If you're owning your first house, parang generally, medyo hirap ka pa eh. So, parang in order to promote people buying their first house, they put it as deduction from their taxes. Also for chronic diseases, so halimbawa mga malalang sakit, mga halimbawa mga cancer or ano ba yung mga malalang sakit pa na ano, yung mga gamot na ginagamit for those diseases, sickness, they can charge it against their income tax. So medyo mas logical, and it's more simple actually. I also have heard before regarding our payroll, parang isa sa mga pinaka-complex na payroll daw is sa Philippines. Because we have a lot of deductions, a lot of calculations, a lot of laws like minimum wage, etc. that you need to consider before calculating the payroll.
Why do you think, sir, we have such taxation system in the Philippines?
Medyo magulo. I think one reason are the lawmakers before who created the income tax law. They really didn't think it out properly. What are the realistic deduction items that should be considered? So right now, they actually simplified it. Medyo maganda naman. Like removing the personal and additional exemption. Alam ko sa in other countries they don't have that. But still, there are a lot of things there that needs to be updated. Like, buting in-update na, like yung 82,013 monthly limit.
So itong train law natin, sir, medyo...
More or less, it's okay. Somehow it simplified the income tax calculation, especially when they remove the personal and additional exemption. And it will increase a lot of the net pay of the employees. I think one thing that they should remove later on would be more on sa minimum wage law. Parang they should look more into this kasi some people are using this generally to lower yung income karamihan ng mga employees nila, like mga normally sa utilities nila, like yung MW. The train law already put a higher limit for no tax to 50, so a lot of people are still maintaining their employees to MWE, but they instead of raising their salary beyond the MWE, so like what we did with our company, actually removed the 2 guys from the MWE. I raised their salary to higher than the MWE because they will still receive they will still pay 0 taxes. The problem with some other companies is they abuse the MWE. They don't raise the salary of their employees. One reason they use to these employees sometimes are para wala akong tax, you need to be MWE. So I think that they should also look into the MWE law to consider increases for those in the MWE.
Sir, we have heard tax evasion issues on celebrities, professionals, and big companies. What do you think is the reason why they do this?
Um, if they hired the right accountant, then I think they should be they shouldn't be having those cases. Unless they deliberately ask the accountant to do so. So, for the big time celebrities, I think they are paying the right accountant, they hired the right accountant, but maybe they received the wrong advices from other persons other than the accountants. Um, I think what happens normally kasi they also compare with others, for example, celebrities. Ako, I lowered my tax by not paying this much. So maybe they were also pushed by other peers or other colleagues in their business rather
So
than the
parang
accountants.
competition.
Huh?
Parang competition sa kanila.
Normally, hindi naman competition, pero parang they think the idea that it's okay, parang ganun yung nagiging norm kasi other people are doing it in their industry. So parang they will think, I don't wanna pay the right tax because ito nakakalusot siya. So I think that's the case. If they hired the right accountant, I believe they wouldn't advise that.
Sir, some accountants are paid higher salaries to manipulate their clients, the taxes of their clients.
Mhm.
What is your opinion on this?
Normally, I don't think that's happening really. That the salary is raised because of that the condition that they need to reduce the taxes. If it's legal reduction, then it's okay. But if it's illegal, and they connected it to the salary of the accountant, I think that's really more on parang they're encouraging to the accountant to do the criminal activity. So it's not something that accountant should accept. It should not be acceptable to any accountant. We should be hired because of our expertise in the profession, not of our ability to do the wrong thing.
Sir, have you worked with clients who are really advocates of paying the right taxes?
Yes, my current company actually advocates to pay the right taxes. I sometimes the main issue really is they really don't know how to, so that's why they approach the right accountant and they hired me. We share the same vision that we need to pay the right taxes.
What do you think will happen if the accountant advises their clients on paying the right taxes even if the clients insist not to?
I expect that they might kick out the accountant, but the smart accountant should know they cannot be just kicked out of the company without any valid reason. So they can go to Dolly maybe. Yeah. They just need to take their stand. They need to know their limits. So if it's illegal, it's illegal. If that person wants to do things illegally, and better to walk out, or maybe it's better to report them to the authorities instead.
Sir, we heard some accountants saying na minsan hindi daw mag-invest. What is your opinion on this?
We need to maintain the standard. So I think it's unacceptable for anybody. We have professional code of ethics. We need to abide by that. If you can abide by that, then you can call yourself an accountant. So I think it's not a reason, it's not a bad reason that hindi maiiwasan. You need to you need to have integrity, especially in your profession.
Sir, what do you think will happen to our country if the accountants or the bookkeepers and the tax agents pay the right taxes for their clients?
If we pay the right taxes, then I think in the next 5 to 10 years, we will see a more progressive Philippines. Right now, we're not even paying the right tax, and yet we're growing. So, if everyone's paying their taxes, I think Philippines will get out of the third world level. Maybe we could go to the first world level in the next 10 to 20 years. We just need to contribute. Everyone needs to contribute by paying their taxes.
So, sir, what is the role of accountants regarding the betterment of the government in relation to tax payments?
We need to be the advocates of tax compliance. We need to inspire our clients, our companies, our employees to pay their taxes. We should not be doing something illegal. Um, we need to help the government with its tax literacy programs, and we need to give the best, we need to deliver the best advices to our clients, to our companies, by giving proper correct tax planning advices.
Sir, what is your advice to accountants and taxpayers who do not pay the right taxes?
um, Believe in karma. If you do not pay the correct amount of taxes, then don't demand from the government too much above what you paid for. So, kung hindi ka nagbabayad ng tamang tax, huwag kang magreklamo. Hindi nagagawa ng gobyerno yung mga ibang serbisyo. But if you do, then you have the right. But if you don't, you have no right to demand from the government.
Sir, what is the best platform for if you're if gusto mo if gusto mo mag-demand from the government like for a taxpayer, what do you think is the best platform for a taxpayer?
Right now we have 888. You can call directly the office of the president to cite to air your grievances. So I believe it's working.
Sir, what is your advice naman to young and aspiring accountants?
For young and aspiring accountants, just as I started before, be ideal, remain ideal, especially in your young age. Don't take what's the current practice, question the current practice, and align with the standard. Don't do things because they've been doing it for a long time. Wag yung dahil ginagawa na dati gagawin natin even if it's illegal. So remain ideal, especially when you're young. I was like that and I still want to be like that.
Sir, do you believe that accountants can